If you're a Christian woman and you're just hoping and wishing to get healthier, well, are you setting goals? Do you need goals? Furthermore, are you setting the correct goals? And finally, are you setting your goals correctly? We're talking all about goals today. Hello to my sister. So, a lot of times I've worked with people who have this desire to be healthy, but it's this obscure, ethereal kind of wish. Like, I wish I were healthier. I want to work out more. I want to eat better and all of that. So, we're going to discuss the importance of actually setting goals today. Now, do you need goals? Especially as I'm a non-diet dietitian, I work in the realm of getting healthier without restrictive, depriving diets, feeling like you cannot eat all your favorite foods, all of that. None of that's sustainable. But I do see the value in helping women get healthier, especially if the goal is God glorifying, if it's going to help you to serve Him better, if it's going to help you be a good steward of your body. Now, where you're trying to match the ideals of the worldly society or get people's approval, or get affection or attention because you've met those beauty ideals, those are things we need to work on. But in just getting healthier, that's a great goal. That's a great goal. But it has to be a goal for it to be effective most of the time. And just because I approach health in a non-diet way, it doesn't mean I have this willy-nilly approach to health or that I promote that. If that works for you, fine, go for it. It just doesn't tend to work for most people, at least not for a longer term period. And you're going to work hard for your health. You want to continue growing in your health, right? We don't want to just get healthy for a month. What does that do? That really doesn't help. But we want to look at the years and decades ahead as being those we're equipped for, to be more vital, to be stronger. So we want to look at health in that long-term way, as well as a more holistic approach. I'm not talking like mysticism holistic. I'm talking a whole person approach, spirit, soul, and body, because that is true health. So not dieting is not the same as not having a plan, not endeavoring, not working. And so we need to look at goals and goal setting. So do you need to set goals? Well, no, you don't need to do any of that. It's certainly a more efficient use of your time and a more effective use of all of your efforts if there's a goal and a strategy. So I would suggest setting goals. But the second thing I want to talk about, are you setting the correct goals? If I were to look at people online and say, and by the way, I have done this, and I see some woman, usually a decade or so younger than me for some reason, but I would say, oh, I'm supposed to look like that, or I'm supposed to eat what that guru tells me I'm supposed to do. I'm picking up someone else's goals. Is that right for me? Probably not, especially since I found them on social media, but probably not. I need to look at my own life, what my own priorities in life are, what my own lifestyle is, what my own abilities are, what my skills are, what my time is like, what can I devote to this, what's going to work for me. So I need to be able to pick proper goals for me and not just adopt everyone else's goals in the world or even among my family and friends. Okay, so setting the correct goals is a far better thing to do than trying to achieve things you think other people are achieving. And then third, am I setting goals correctly? I mentioned at the beginning that if I think of, I want to lose weight, I want to get stronger, I want to eat more nutritiously, those are great ideas, but they're really just wishes. They're not goals at all. There's nothing to follow and there's no strategy. And how do I do that? I don't know how to eat more nutritiously or when, or how is that ever going to happen? I need to break that down a little more specifically. I need to be able to understand what I'm capable of accomplishing in that area, how and when, and really, I need to schedule it in. If I don't schedule in new goals, my old habits are just going to take over. So how I go about setting a goal is just as important as which goals I choose and deciding whether or not I even want to endeavor and work hard at a goal to begin with. So again, I'm looking at even my motives, my priorities as to whether or not health goals are even in the ballpark of what my priorities are right now. Also, I'm looking at what goals are proper for me at this season of life with all the things that are going on. And I'm not saying use a busy life as an excuse not to start or try to get healthier, but you have to just be realistic. And there are seasons of life, right? If you got little ones running all around and you don't have anyone to watch them while you take a half hour to go for a walk, then you need to incorporate them into doing something more healthful. If you have a very picky family who will not tolerate different recipes or different ways of eating, you have to consider that. And again, you're not looking at what you think or what it appears that other people are accomplishing or what their goals are. You don't actually know if that's true or not in their lives. And then finally, to make your goals actually be effective, let's structure them. What is it? Pick just one or two. We don't want to go crazy. Pick one or two of the goals that you think would be great. Break them down into specifics. How will you do? When will you do? For how long will you do? And what exactly is it you're going to attempt to do? Pick just one or two of those for the week and try them in a small amount, and then as you master them, then you can increase them. As you master your goals, you can add more goals. You can up them. And that is what health improvement is. It is building upon the steps you just made and mastered. It's not jumping ahead to step 10 when you haven't done step 1 yet, because you're going to fall. It's not going to last. So I hope I've encouraged you at least to just start looking that even in non-diet health, we still want to have more strategy and more stepwise pattern to improve health. And that comes through goals. Now, if you're watching this when it comes out in January, then we have one more of our free live workshops where we help you to set goals, your own personalized goals, and how to do them so that they actually work. That's on January 27th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll find the link in the show notes. Also, during this week, if you're watching this when it comes out, we have our doors open to our big program, Satisfied. This is the culmination of everything that I teach for Christian women to become healthy without enslavement, without diets, getting our minds right, getting spiritual growth and our walk with Christ put above all else, to help dig down to those underlying reasons why our minds are still kind of preoccupied with this and why we get stuck in this diet, weight loss, weight gain, despair cycle over and over and over again, and help clear up all those nutrition myths out there so that you know your nutrition. You know what's true. You know what's false. You know what steps to take because I'm doing it with you. Our 10-week program, join it while you can. It's closing and it doesn't happen often throughout the year. There's a link so you can find out all about it. And don't forget, the cart closes on that the same day of the webinar, January 27th, 2024. So I hope to see you somewhere there. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.